Hey guys, how you doing? It's the Realslimshady here with a fantastic game, quite frankly, on Angoville against a guy called SI3521Q, whom I will just call SQ because it's easier than pronouncing that hell of a mouthful. This is one of the best games I've played in a very long time, and I'm just gonna speed it up here in the beginning, just because nothing really is going on aside from, building the barracks and capping. And I want to save you that. It's a pretty long game, and I've spent the last night after I've played this game. I spent the last evening watching some of my old videos, and I've noticed that one thing I do, and I don't necessarily think it's the best thing ever for me. Um, One thing that I often do is pause and to explain something, and I realized that some of my videos, which are like let's say 45 minutes to 50 minutes long, only include about, I want to say, only include about uh 30 minutes of actual gameplay. So pretty much every video is, I want to say, at least 30% of it is the game being paused and me talking some shit. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try with this video and in the future to explain everything I have to explain in real time. I might slow it down sometimes if I feel the need to, or I might speed it up. But I'm not. I'm gonna try not to pause it unless it's absolutely crucial for some reason. Anyways, first engagement kind of successful for me, I would dare say. My engineers did get run off, but so did his Panzer Grenadiers. And I have another rifle unit coming along. In the meantime, my engineers are going to be capping everything on this side. Obviously, I'm probably going to try to decap this. I played this game yesterday, so I remember it really well. I kind of forgot a lot of things about it in the meantime, but I kind of know the general outline, and the only thing I can tell you without spoiling is that you're in for a major, how do I put this? A very tense game, especially from mid game toward the end. You really don't know what's gonna happen until the very end. It's that type of game. Like everything is possible in this game. But anyway, this is a good start for me. He has already recuperated, however, and as I've said many times, just two rifleman squads are not, especially one of them being a four-man squad, they're not strong enough to fight back such a massive onslaught of Panzer Grenadiers. You have two on this side, two on this side. I'm going to deal some damage, but I think ultimately I have to retreat, and I'm going to do that right now. Because Panzer Grenadiers are just so effective at dealing damage, and they're just, I think, pound for pound, vanilla Panzer Grenadiers are a stronger unit. A single Panzer Grenadier is individually stronger than a single rifleman. And he's using that Kettenkrad to the best of his ability. He tried to decap this. I mean, I would do the same thing. The Kettenkrad is, I'm not gonna say it's a broken ability, but it's definitely something that you're gonna take issue with in the early game as an opponent of the Panzer Elite. And the reason I'm retreating, even though I still have four relatively healthy guys, is just because there's no point. I'm just wasting health, and I don't want to do that. Um, so I had to retreat to recover, to reinforce all these guys, and then I'm going to come back and open fire. Because if I huddle all my guys up and attack, I think I can win this engagement against these guys, or at least push them away. And that's pretty much exactly what's happening. I think he spotted me. Oh no, he just decapped. He didn't spot me. He just decapped, and no, that there is no point in continuing. Um, so yeah, these guys are going to come in. I assume the engineers are going to go recap this. And pretty much as soon as they enter the confrontation, the riflemen are absolutely destroyed by the Panzer Elite. The Panzer Elite is just so incredibly powerful, offensively, obviously. Like, literally, I don't know if you just saw that, you can rewind it, but in literally just 2 or 3 seconds, I went from 5 healthy riflemen, relatively healthy, to 2. Like I lost 3 men in 1 man per second, essentially in 3 seconds. Um, and that this is something that I think I talked about in my latest video, or maybe even before that. I'm not really sure, but to me, the fact that Panzer Elite's infantry is so powerful is wrong. Like this should be the only part of Panzer Elite's doctrine that should be weak, and that's the infantry, because it's the entire faction is armor based and vehicle based, and therefore it should not have powerful infantry, in my opinion. Because if you think about it, the Americans, for example, have powerful infantry and artillery, but their tanks are not that powerful. The Germans have better tanks comparatively, with more destructive power. The only tank that really has destructive power comparable to German tanks is the Pershing, and you can only get the Pershing if you take up the armor doctrine in the skill tree, and obviously that's not something that you're going to do lightly. Whereas other German tanks, which are very powerful, they're just vanilla German tanks, right? So comparatively, Germans have much better armor than the Allies, than at least than the Americans. I'm not going to say all Allies, but I'm going to say they have better armor than the Americans. And adversely, you'd expect that Panzer Elite, given that it's a Panzer dedicated unit, the Panzer dedicated faction, is going to have um, very poor infantry and very good vehicles, when in reality it has very powerful infantry and very good vehicles. Although its vehicles are not, in my opinion, as indestructible as I once thought. When I was a bit less skilled, I thought that they were pretty much unbeatable. In reality, all of their vehicles are, you can hurt them. They're not invincible. They are difficult to kill, but they are not invincible, especially the smaller vehicles. So the Kettenkarat, the Scout Car, all of those things, even though they might seem annoying and difficult to deal with in the opening stages of the game, pretty soon, if you play regularly, pretty soon you're going to realize that they are most definitely killable. But yeah, this is an interesting engagement. I don't know if I have grenades. No, I don't. I don't know if you just saw the Kettenkarat place a booby trap there, but booby traps are SQ's playstyle, right? They are the essence of his playstyle. Watch whenever I cap something. I'm gonna try to get there in time. Whenever I try capping something, I'm gonna activate a booby trap almost every single time, and it's gonna keep happening from this moment onward towards the rest of the game. Whenever there's a that was a good grenade prediction by my part. Whenever there is something of his to be capped, it's almost always booby trapped. I don't know if this is. No, this wasn't, because this wasn't booby trapped just because he didn't have the time to do it. But whenever he has the time to do it, he's gonna booby trap it, and it gets really really annoying really quickly. These guys have veterancy now. I have no idea what that was. Why did he? And there's a huge onslaught in infantry from my side right now. I have 4 infantry squads and two engineer squads. Obviously, I'm going to go for the cutoff here. I just have to do it. I have to try to cut him off. And he has to evacuate. There's nothing for him to do. Even if he stays here in the house, he's still going to get killed because there's way too many people. I should probably move one of these squads, yeah, to start capping around. And he's building a Panzerjäger command. And he already has a Kampfgruppe company. He's taking the tank buster infantry. I assume. I don't know if you just heard that. I just activated the trap here, or was it here? No, it was here. I managed to avoid it in the nick of time, but when I heard it for the first time, and I think this was the first time I activated one in the game, I knew. You can see he's setting it up right now. I knew that I would be in for a booby trap thrill ride until the rest of the game. It was very annoying. But yeah, I assume that he assumes that I'm gonna come out with a fast M8, not because I have so much fuel, I definitely don't, but because I set up a mine here. I don't know if you saw it, but because uh, as an answer to his troops, this was a bit of a stalemate. I didn't know what he was thinking. He didn't know what I was thinking. We were just both trying to figure out what the other person was gonna do. That's why it was so weird. For like 3 or 4 seconds there, we were both just standing on either side of the wall trying to figure out how to not die in the following engagement. These guys are going to die for some reason. I think they chose to, honestly. Oh no, they're actually going to live, but it was such a stupid retreat. Like, I don't know why they retreated like that. But I managed to push his guys off. Although I think this was a win on his part because I think these guys were just a diversion to keep my guys here. I retreated in just because I wanted to get back back to base as soon as possible. You see, he is now booby trapping it, and I need to cap this victory point here right now because it's none of this territory is connected, and I'm not getting any resources. So I need to cap this as soon as possible. And I am going to cap it. But the Ketan Karat has other ideas, seemingly. And by the time these guys come in to try to stop me, I'm already capped it. And I'm going to get into the house, I assume. Yep. He's going to throw a grenade in the house. He keeps grenading and booby-trapping everything. Which is a valid thing to do. If I had the booby trap ability, I would booby trap everything as well. These guys need to get out. Are they gonna get? They are gonna get out. Are they gonna? And this is gonna be. Am I gonna get them away in time? The booby trap was activated. I don't know if you saw that, but I definitely removed them from the booby trap on time, and they still almost died. Because that's just the way it is. That's kind of, I'm not gonna say unfair. I just think it's stupid that the game allows it. The booby trap hitting area should be immediate. It should not be like 5 meters away from the target, from the spot of the activation. But that's neither here nor there. It's just a part of the game. So yeah, things like the armor card, as I spoke earlier. When I was less experienced at this game, I found it very intimidating. The so-called boom boom of doom. That's the boom boom of doom. I always found it very intimidating, but the fact, something that I later learned as I watched more experienced players play against Panzer Elite, is that the armored car, for example, just like most of these light vehicles that are produced by the Panzer Elite, it has very light armor. It is dangerous, mind you, but it has very light armor. And I just wanted to get them away. That's the only reason I threw that down. And it can be destroyed by rifles only. You don't even need BARs, you don't even need stickies. Like, you should use them if possible. If you have them, definitely use them. It's gonna make life much easier. But you don't really need them, you know? See, I pretty much destroyed this one. Yeah, I destroyed it without the use of a single sticky bomb or something. So yeah, that's how it works. This was really good on my part, I think. The observation post, I'm now getting a lot of fuel. I still need more. I still am going to try to decap this, but I want to put pressure on him. While I was playing, I was actively thinking about what I want to do, and I told myself I want to put pressure on him with victory points, because the victory point situation is not good for him, as you can tell. It's 500 to 200 in my favor, and that's really, really bad for the first 15 minutes. And it would have been not important, like it would have been irrelevant for him if he had, for example, had killed most of my units. But so far, my survivability is pretty good for somebody who hasn't played Company of Heroes in a long time. These guys need to cap this. I don't know what they're doing. Um, my survivability is still pretty good, and 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 if he now killed all of my units here, then it would be GG, right? But the fact of the matter is, I'm still winning. Even if he pushes my guys back for a while, I'm still winning on victory points by such a wide margin that I think it's still considered winning, and rightfully so. Um, but yeah, these guys, I should have evacuated earlier. There was no way I was gonna win that engagement. The Kettenkrad is doing God's work so far. Like, it's been planting booby traps, it's been winning territory, it's been doing really, really well for the entire game. I'm pretty sure that Kettenkrad has been alive for the entire game. Pretty sure, not 100%. But yeah, he is now desperately losing on victory points. And I'm in desperate need of an M8. If I've ever needed an armored car, it's now. And I think this was the right call to make for both of these units. There was no way I was winning that engagement. And I also have this to worry about, so you know, as Americans say, I have bigger fish to fry. I have no idea where I'm dropping this. Oh, here it is. It missed terribly. I put it right down here and it missed terribly, so it is what it is. But anyway, this was a bit of a counteroffensive by him. All my territory here is still connected, but he did manage to win over all the victory points. But the victory point situation is still pretty bad for him. It's 400. It's almost 500 to almost 150 in my favor, and that sucks for him. I mean, obviously not for me. At this point, I don't know why I'm not producing. Oh, that's why. I was just about to say I don't know why I'm not producing an M8, but the reason I'm not producing an M8 is because I was making an artillery piece, a howitzer. Um, Basically, I think at this point we're both realizing that if I take either this point, more likely to be this victory point, but either of these two victory points, if I take them and hold them for just 2 minutes, he's in huge trouble. And now I am going to pause just for a moment, just to point out the minute. Look at it. It's 18 minutes and 11 seconds in. If at this point I capture either of these two victory points and hold them for just 2 minutes, he's going to be in a lot of trouble because he's going to be losing terribly. Keep that in mind, and keep in mind the fact that I said this at 18 minutes and 11 seconds in. Booby trap activated. I moved these guys on time. Am I going to move these guys on time though? No, I won't. No, I won't, because I'm not that lucky. But still, I managed to avoid at least one booby trap. I'm pretty happy with that. And I'm gonna drop my artillery on something. Yeah, here. It's just gonna fall right here. And it's gonna... I wanted to destroy this infantry half-track, honestly. That's what I was aiming for with my arty. And he can't move back with his half-track because the artillery is falling all around him. He still did, you know, for the most part he evaded it, so I think he should be happy with it. But yeah. He keeps decapping this. I don't know why he's not doing it at this moment, but he keeps doing it usually, and he's doing it very well. The boom boom of doom keeps boom booming and dooming. These guys need to evacuate. I think they're going to die from the fire, not from these guys. I mean, these guys are going to finish them off, but it's the... yeah, it's the grenade here that pretty much started it. And the half-track is immobilized.
What are my coordinates?
These guys are on a cooldown. These guys are... I think I should mount an offensive here. but at the same time I need to defend this, so it's a bit of a sticky situation on either side, really. I'm producing my first M8, and it's a bit of a... I already lost 2 infantry squads, one of which was a Bet 2 squad. That was really, really bad for me. And that's precisely what artillery is for. It destroyed a squad, did a really good job, but that's precisely how you should use artillery, to protect these vital spots for when somebody tries to capture them. You really can't use artillery effectively against immobile squads, right? Against mobile squads. So, for example, you can't hit an armored car with artillery unless it's completely in a standstill. However, you can hit units that are static, and that's how it should be used, you know. Miraculously, this infantry half-track should be dead. By all rules of the game, it should not have survived this sticky. But no worries, the M8 is there to right that wrong. The M8 needs to fuck off, though, because it's gonna die. There we go. Now we can move back in. I did not have side skirts, that's the reason it performed so weakly. But whenever this is going to keep happening for a while throughout the game, whenever these guys with the tank busters start approaching my M8, I use all my infantry and focus fire on them. And I think I just lost, yep, I just lost another infantry squad, and it was a double bet squad. So that's at this point, I'm going to write this down. I'm going to write this down. No, seriously, I'm actually writing it down because I don't want to miss out on it. So I, at this point, lost 1 vanilla squad and 2 double vet squads. We're 20 minutes into the game, and I have already lost at least 3 squads that I've you know, kept that I've counted. 2 of those were double bet squads. That's gonna be super important later. I'm still winning on points. I just need to desperately grab this victory point. It's obvious that I'm not gonna go after this one. And look at what's happening here. Those are 2 Panthers, in case you didn't recognize them. I have absolutely no anti-tank anything. I didn't think that they would be necessary. I don't know why I'm not moving my M8s into the battle. There's no anti-tank here, so they should be comfortable killing these guys. That was my mistake. But he's gonna go for a base raid now. And he's not sure if I have anything to counter him with, but I think at this point when he comes in, he immediately realizes that I have nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing to counter him with. And therefore he's just gonna destroy my base. And in the meantime, I'm gonna be capping all over the place. But he's using all these troops to prevent a counterattack from the back, and he's capping here. And this was so shocking when it happened to me in real time. It was completely out of left field. I did not see it coming, and I just thought to myself, what the hell am I supposed to do now? It was obvious that I was going to lose the motor pool, that I was not going to survive, obviously. So I thought, okay, you know what? I have nothing to counter the Panthers with. I did not react to this on time. So I thought to myself, okay, you know what? Let's attack everything else. You know, let's deal with the Panthers later. Let's let them destroy the base as much as they want, and let's deal with this in the meantime. That did not go as planned because as soon as I pulled up, he did not continue destroying my base. Instead, he went for, with the Panthers, he went for my M8s. And am I gonna lose another Vet 2 squad? I might, I think. I'm afraid I will. It actually survived. So my Rangers M8 M8 surviving somehow. Tank busters really being a problem right now. Essentially my entire base is destroyed aside from the supply yard and the triage center. And the remaining units are one engineer unit, which is here, and everything you see on the screen here. That's everything I'm left with at 26 minutes. But I'm winning on victory points. I'm somehow still very close to winning. I just have to keep onto these 2 points for 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes. I managed to pull my earphones and my microphone out by accident, obviously, while I was waving my pen around in front of the screen. I got new engineers to fix these guys. These guys should probably return here to heal. Anyway, I need to hold these 2 points for no more than 5 minutes, and less than 5 minutes, honestly, if my math is right. Given that when you have 2 against 1, it's it's a 1 point every 3 seconds, I think. And that means that in a minute you get 20 points. He loses 20 points. So no, it is actually 6 minutes. That's how long I need to keep onto 2 points in order to win. I need to keep onto 2 victory points for 6 minutes and like 10 seconds. I cannot believe that that might kill just one guy. But hey, it is what it is. At this point, I almost quit the game because I honestly didn't know how to come back from this. But I realized that I still had a lot of resources and that I would probably get off-map combat groups pretty quickly. And you know, one good off-map combat group could put me in the game. My biggest issue, honestly, wasn't the infantry. It was the Panthers because my motor pool just got destroyed. I have absolutely nothing to deal with these Panthers. So it was kind of just improvisation. I knew that I would have to improvise something. I mean, I had stickies, I had plenty of munitions, and I had the Rangers, but I would have to commit my entire force to just fighting one Panther in order to win. And this was an act of desperation, by the way. Throwing this artillery down. I didn't do it because I thought it was a smart move. I just did it to stop the Panther from coming back to my base and destroying it completely. So it was pretty desperate of me, but it is what it is. But in all of that chaos, somehow I managed to deal enough damage to both of his Panthers with artillery and with my infantry that he realized that they're not as untouchable as he may have thought they were. And he's now running away from me, even though he's absolutely in a pole position to win this because I have 3 infantry squads and 1 M8 and he has 2 goddamn Panthers on the field. I think that after that initial damage that I dealt, I think that he realized that the Panthers are not untouchable. Like, they are big, they are scary, they do pack a punch, but they are by no definition untouchable. And even the M8 can deal damage to a Panther. It just has to hit it from the back. And the Rangers, as per usual, love missing their targets. That's kind of their thing, but these guys just hit it. And now they need to retreat, and they are going to retreat. And thank you to this Panther for taking care of this hedgerow before dying. Thank you for your service. That was very kind of you. Um, One mistake that I keep making is I panickingly keep capping these points instead of holding back because I'm still winning on points. I might not be winning currently in the sense that his number of points is not dropping the way I'd like it to, but I am winning on accumulated points. So there's no reason for me to cap this right now. It would be better to hold on to this little piece of territory before capping. Um, but yeah, I now have a Vet 2 M8. It's getting repaired as we speak. It has side skirts. It has a 50 cal. It has all the upgrades it could want, and I'm getting. At this point in the game, I'm realizing that I'm not done yet. Like, I'm not. This game is not lost. I can fix this. All I have to do is just cap these 2 damn points, and I'm pretty sure that he realizes the same thing. Like, he cannot let me cap these 2 points. If he does, it's game over. Also, if he went a different doctrine, he could have disabled the points. I'm not sure which doctrine does that. I think it's Luftwaffe. It has the capability of disabling victory points. If he did that, it would be over because I cannot destroy his base. I'm way too weak for that. But anyway, I'm capping this the way I had originally intended. His Panther is back to full health, and at this point, I'm not getting any Rangers or anything because I'm waiting for that sweet off-map combat group and hoping that I'm gonna get an M8. And he has a Bergtiger, which is a really good choice because the Bergtiger can literally raise other tanks from the dead. And that was a really good infantry kill from my Rangers. As you know, they are not really infantry killers usually, but they did a really good job there with a grenade, obviously. Although it should be pointed out that a regular infantry grenade was the dealt the original damage. I'm not super happy with it, but it's still a good roll, especially because of the AT gun. I really need that AT gun, and I get another M8, which is always great. 2 infantry squads, great for dealing with his infantry. Overall, I'm happy with it. I would have been happier with an M10 tank destroyer, but I'm happy with this as well. And immediately he has to go back. He has to, and I have to grab this. Obviously, the Spencer Shrek is going to be really useful in the future. And he's going with a Bergtiger to revive the corpse of this armored car, or is it a scout car? And as you can tell, he's gonna get sticky now. And he's immobilized. And my AT is gonna get the kill. Is it? Oh no. I think it is gonna get the kill. It's just unlucky to not get it with the first shot. There we go, there we go. The AT is gonna unfortunately die now because it doesn't have enough cover to survive the infantry onslaught. But it did its job, you know, and now there are no more Panthers on the field. This is the only infantry. I'm not counting the Bergtiger because the Bergtiger cannot kill anything. I mean, maybe it can run over infantry, but I don't think it can. It has a gun. I don't think it does. So now I need to rush this spot with literally everything I have. If I had an artillery piece right now, if it had somehow survived, that would have been really useful right about now. Unfortunately, it got destroyed. But look, everything else is doing pretty well, and the engineers are coming in to fix the M8s, to offer a little bit of support, and I just need to cap. And I activated it. I activated a booby trap, and I need to get away from there. There we go. Now we can cap. This guy was unlucky enough. And now we activated another booby trap because they just will not stop activating. And the rangers need to retreat. Obviously, when that happens, there's really nothing for you to do but retreat. And at this point, I'm kind of feeling the comeback, you know. I was losing way too many troops in the early game. I was way too casual with my retreats, but now I'm gonna retreat. I'm not gonna. I understand now that. Everything I did so far, all the losses were much easier to deal with than any potential losses I would have right now. So if I were to lose an infantry unit right now, it would be 10 times worse than losing it in the early game the way I did. So for some reason, my troop survivability is much better now than it was in the early game, which is weird. Usually it's better in the early game than the late game because of all the chaos that happens in the late game. But yeah, I'm keeping these guys here on purpose, just because I was afraid of another Panther battle group, not of the armored car. And he revived the Panther. And he also has a Hummel. And I did not see that coming, I have to tell you. And I should probably cap this. I don't know why I did not cap it. That's my bad, but I should have capped that. And he's now fixing that Panther, and I'm not too happy with it. And I have a triple veteran CM8. I don't even know what that gets you, honestly. Am I capping it? Oh yeah, and I just activated a booby trap. And I was so focused on this that I didn't do anything about it. But as I said, 6 minutes of concentrated victory point keeping, and I'm gonna lose this M8, am I not? Yep, that M8 is dead. And the AT gun, is it gonna get the Panther? I think it is. Yep, the AT gun is amazing. And it needs to be fixed by the engineers. I need to get my engineers to fix it right about now. I think they are gonna do it. No, they're gonna go cap this. I prioritize the capping. Okay, that's okay. These guys need to retreat, and he's cut off from all this territory. That's good. Okay, the engineers are capping. I think they should fix this and let somebody else cap. But I mean, I don't know what I was thinking, but the Hummel is really giving me a headache now. Destroy the engineers with a single hit. And these guys just barely make it out. They just barely make it out. And they need to go back now. I don't know why I went so far forward, but they need to go, and there we go. Because the quality, the health of the anti-tank gun itself, not the crew, but the gun, was so low, it was quite obvious that they were one explosion away from dying. But I would argue that I'm still in this game. I just, once again, need a little bit of luck with the next off-map combat group. Because aside from the Hummel and the Bergtiger, he has no armor. And I just need to recapture this. Or even send a small expeditionary force and capture this. Something needs to be captured. And the dice is gonna be rolled any moment now. This was a good engagement for me. The Rangers really did well, and finally we get an M10. Not so lucky with everything else. I got 2 mortars. I don't need any mortars. And I'm immediately pulling the M10 back because I want to wait for the Bergtiger to start firing again. And then I'm gonna take it out while it's vulnerable, you know? But anyway, these rangers need to get back immediately. There we go. That's good. Accidentally, I clicked somewhere around here and I showed my card because I think he can see it. I think, yeah, I think he saw my M10. I accidentally showed it to him. I did not obviously want to do that originally. That was an accident, a misclick on my part. But my that was and unfortunately a poor miss from my guys in the M10, and from my artillery. I could have done that better. I should have done that better. And I still need to cap this. I'm still not capping it. At this point, I'm getting dangerously low to him. And the mortars are actually kind of useful. I mean, they're not my... In real life, they're a very scary weapon, actually. I was a recon scout in the military, so I know a thing or two about how destructive and dangerous mortars can be, even those small, like 88mm mortars and stuff like that, or even smaller ones. But in the game, the mortars, I'm not going to say they're completely useless, but they're a pretty bad weapon. Like, they're not worth the investment. And I just lost that glorious ranger squad from a single volley. That was, first of all, extremely lucky. I mean, at some point he was going to kill them if I let him do it, so it happened. That was my fault. But the fact that it killed all the rangers in a single hit, that was extremely lucky. And when I was playing this in real life, when that happened, I said out loud, I said, okay, yeah, that's game. Like, I just lost the game, because there's no way, like, if I lose a single squad that easily, it's just not meant to be, you know? But anyway, I kept trying, because why the hell not? And he managed to decap this. And the mortars are actually, as I said, they're doing a good job. I think they're about to hit my own guys now. They're good. But anyway, it's a really tough battle at this point. How are his resources standing? Well, he's not faring much better than me. He's actually faring much worse in every possible way, except for fuel. He has a lot of fuel. He's producing more. What are these guys called? No, it was just an upgrade of some sort for his Panzer Grenadiers. But he's in a lot of trouble. He just is, from this point onward, winning on victory points. Remember that I was winning, like, by a lot. I don't know if you can remember. But towards the beginning of the game, he was losing by like 500 to 200. But now he's winning by victory points. But when it comes to, like, the things he has on field, it is about it's about equal, you know, and resources-wise, it's pretty equal. Those booby traps have pretty much defined the game from his standpoint. There have been at least within these last 20 minutes or so. Within these last 20 minutes or so, there have been at least 6 occasions on which I started capping this victory point and I had to immediately move back because of a booby trap. If he didn't have booby traps, it would pretty much, I think the game would have been over, if not over, then close to being over by now. But those booby traps have really defined the game, and we have another, I would say, much better off-map combat group, but much better than the last one because I got 2 machine guns, and that can be extremely useful. Because he has a lot of infantry, and I need the machine guns for the crowd control. But they're not going to be, I think they're not going to be able to set up just in time to provide better covering fire. They still went to town on them. They're still doing a really good job, but they managed to get too close, and these machine gunners are just gonna die here. It's just their destiny. Both of my mortars are killed by a single Hummel strike, and I'm gonna kill that Hummel right now, I think. Yeah, that Hummel is getting killed, but he made me retreat everything, and I mean everything. I was forced to do it. I was forced to retreat everything, that's what I meant. And he missed for somehow he managed to hit the ground just a few feet in front of the Hummel, and he managed to do it twice now, which is incredible. Just hitting it once was impressive, just missing it once was impressive, doing it twice in a row is absolutely fantastic performance from this M10. Very unfortunate, but it is what it is. 20 kills on that thing, it absolutely paid for itself. I need to repair this, and which means that I need engineers because I don't have them at this point. It is now still a very, very tight game. He's still decapping this. I managed to push them one way so I can recap it. Is he gonna open fire on me as I recap it? And this is something that I did not know was possible until this moment yesterday when I played this game. That he can booby trap, as Spencer Lee, that you can booby trap places like the points that you do not own. I thought you had to cap them first and then booby trap them. I did not know this was possible. And this was only the second time I paused the video while recording. I'm pretty proud of myself. Therefore, I did not retreat these guys on time because I simply did not expect this thing to be booby trapped. I did not know that it was a mechanic that was available in the game. And yeah, that's pretty much what happened. He's still controlling this territory here, which is something that I desperately need to get my hands on. This is, by the way, something you would never do in real life, shoot over your own troops, because you would kill them, not just kill them, you would massacre them outright. These guys need to... How are they not suppressed? I do not understand. They should be suppressed. Oh, because they were along the ground, I assume. I'm kind of scrambling to just get a foothold, to just get a little bit of breathing room right here, to just, you know, push him away for long enough for my guys to come in and cap this. And now my machine gun is gonna press his machine gun, which he stole from me when my guys died. And we are somehow not gonna kill that machine gunner. I don't know how, but he remained alive. I managed to get a squad wipe on that. The Hummel is Well, luckily enough for me, misfiring and at this point I'm pretty sure I lost the game. If I had any chance of beating him, it died with these two squads. Well, this squad is going to survive, but that triple veterancy squad, I'm pretty sure it was the last thing I needed was that squad dying. That was unlucky for this assault grenadier. He threw a grenade into the building in front of him. It exploded right in front of him. I don't know how he is not dead. Why did he... It's a rare double critical. When I destroy his gun, immediately the next shot, he didn't lose any health. It just said he has a destroyed engine. It shouldn't happen. Usually he's just gonna get destroyed immediately. These guys are gonna get pressed by the machine gun. I need to get them out of there, and I am gonna get them out of there. But at least I managed to stop the bleed, and I'm gonna drop some RD on this place because I have to do it, because otherwise this Bergtiger is gonna... It says main gun destroyed, but I don't think he had... How did he survive that RD hit just now? Or this... Nah, I'm sorry, no, this was just really, really lucky. I didn't see this when the game was happening, by the way. My attention was elsewhere. I don't know how he just survived that. At this point, my engineers should go here and cap this. He has nothing to defend it with. And this Bergtiger, I love it how it said gun destroyed, like main gun destroyed. There is no main gun on the Bergtiger. Yeah, I'm gonna speed it up a bit. My engineers died, and at this point it's GG. And really, it really was one of the best games I've played in a very long time. I think it was very close on either side for a very long time. I think we're now at minute 52 of the game. I think from minute 17, 18 until this point here, or maybe like 2 or 3 minutes ago, either player could have won. I think if somebody a bit better than me found themselves in my shoes, they would have won. I think the main issue is, first of all, I should have like commissioned a force, like got a small force to go cap this and hold it for just like a minute or two. Hold it. That was my bad. I hyper focused on this spot, and that was my undoing, so to say. I don't think I used my machine guns in that last off-map combat group. I don't think I've used them to their maximum ability. I think it could have been better. And the third thing, this is probably the biggest issue, I lost a lot of infantry throughout the game. I've lost one, and these are just infantry squads that I bothered to count. One vanilla squad. I think I actually lost 3 of them in the entire game, but still. 2 Vet 2 squads and 1 Vet 3 squad. So that's 6 squads, out of which 3 of them are very, very powerful. And I think that's kind of what made the game. If I had kept all of those troops alive, and they could deal with all of his infantry. When I was playing the game, I didn't know what I know now, right? So I didn't know that he, for example, didn't have anything in his base. I thought throughout the game that he was actually faring much better than he was. And I thought that any moment now, a new Panther group is going to arrive. I had no idea that his resources were as low as mine. I maybe kind of overestimated him. And that's pretty much my downfall. Also, there was a little bit of luck, especially with the Hummel. I mean, there were like two or three shots with the Hummel that wiped everything off the map in a single shot. Um, which is obviously goes the other side as well. You know, my howitzers can do that sometimes, but it's really, really not common for a single Hummel to get three one-shot, one-kill shots in a single game. That's really rare. You usually get only one of those shots in a game, but he destroyed three fully healthy squads in three shots. So that's a little bit of RNG luck, but it was just part of the game. I'm not gonna talk shit about anybody because of it. I think I could have I could have played this better. I just had to use my resources better. I don't know how else to say it. I think I should have gone for this at some point, and overall should have used my resources better, and this was very winnable. Even when he destroyed my base, I was still, I believe, in the lead. I just had to get one of these 2 points, and I think the fact that I never really tried to get this point is kind of what cursed me with this game. Um, but I think it was overall a great game for somebody of this level. And by the way, I have about 700 games, both ranked and casual in Company of Heroes at this stage. Out of those, about 90 are ranked, 610 or 20 are casual. My opponent, SI, is it an I? Yeah, SI3521Q. He has 30,000 games. Um, so I think it's fair for me to say that he is way more experienced. I don't think I will play 30,000 Company of Heroes games in my entire life, and he already has 30,000 games. So I think I was battling it out with somebody who was way out of my league, and I think just like a few small changes, just if I was a little bit more focused, I think I would have won this. But anyway, yeah, that for his gameplay, I don't really have anything to stress. I think he maybe should have gone with more armor. He certainly had the fuel for it. I don't know why he didn't, but he won fair and square, so I'm not gonna question his methods. I just think that his infantry heavy doctrine obviously worked out in the end, but it was really difficult. I think it could have been easier for him. I think if he had another Panther battle group, I would have died very quickly. I don't think the game would be 53 minutes long. It would probably be like 40. But yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.